And hello. Welcome back to the Gay Racing Podcast. Zack and Alex are back with you to talk about another week of racing. NASCAR, I don't know if the race ended already, but NASCAR at Nashville, I think the race finally ended.
It might still be going. I don't know.
It could be. I don't know. And then Formula One actually had a really good race. Well,
that you slept through.
I did sleep through it, but I heard it wasn't even that good of a race. But there was a dramatic moment that has all of the F1 world talking. And for our F1 fans, today is the day. Pride Month might be over, but we're going to talk about Formula One today. Woo!
Yay!
Yay for you guys.
We basically talk about F1 whenever something crazy happens or Verstappen loses. So,
and that happened
big day.
Yesterday. Yeah. And yeah, Pride Month is over, which I know, Alex, I know you're taking this really hard. This is a big month for you.
Yeah.
But
it's very hard times right now in July.
We celebrate Pride all year long, even though when weird people are on Twitter. There's been a lot of homophobia lately.
Yeah.
I think we joke about being homophobic too much, and it makes actual homophobic people think they feel a little bit too comfortable, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, y'all got to back up. Y'all got to back up.
Like, people would never say that to me, to my face. Like, no. I don't know. I think half of them are just literally kids.
Like, we're just being goofy. It ain't that deep, y'all.
It's not that deep. It's really not that deep. Rainbows are not. I don't know. And
my favorite
too.
is a suggestion that we should not call ourselves the Gay Racing Podcast.
Racing Podcast. All right.
That we're alienating people because, like, we'll be the Racing Podcast. It's like
the Racing
original?
Podcast. That's original. Everyone will watch.
Yeah. We'll definitely not be having our own niche or anything. That's a great idea, but whatever.
Yeah. And I was talking with you like the other day. It's like, it's not even about our sexuality. Like, we don't talk about, some we don't listen, most of the time we don't talk about like, oh, I love this man. It's more about our identity as gay men, because it's a cultural thing too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And that's kind of the reason why pride in motorsports is important. It's a cultural thing. Like, I feel like sometimes I can't show up to a racetrack. Like, when I went to Dominion Raceway, I'm just like, okay, let me act as straight as possible. Like, I would never dare to wear like a rainbow shirt at like a local track. You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. But we're not to get into all that, but don't be weird. That's all I'm trying to say. Just don't be weird.
But thankfully, Zack, Pride is a year-round thing here at the Gay Racing Podcast, because we're going to keep going. I'm assuming we got quite a few new listeners or viewers in the Pride Month, but we're here all year. It's not just a June thing. We're here not all year. From the Rolex 24 all the way to the Phoenix NASCAR Championship and maybe F1 if it's interesting. We're here through that. But check out the interviews we did with J.R. Houston and Travis Shoemake. So much fun. After we did both of those, Zack, we were just like, I love what we do. It's so much fun. We get to go do really cool things.
Yeah. It was so fun to have JR on yesterday.
Yeah. Yesterday.
Not yesterday. Last week, sorry. I was about to say, man, if we could have JR on after the Nashville race, because I don't know if he enjoyed yesterday. Because
yeah, probably not.
Where did Bubba finish? I don't even know where Bubba, but the cut line doesn't look good for Bubba anymore. That's why I was wondering. But yeah, go check that episode. That was really good. And Travis Shoemake as well. Travis is such a joy to have on. Love him.
For sure. And if you don't know, if you want to be sold on that after this episode, J.R. Houston is a engineer and strategist at 2311 in the Cup Series, and Travis Shoemake is an openly gay NHRA racer and team owner. Yeah. Great conversations with both of them. Check those out after this one. But Zack, NASCAR in Nashville happened, and you would have thought this was the IndyCar race in Nashville on the
Music City Grand Prix.
Because what happened here?
Oh my God. It went like, it's so... Normally, I feel like on this podcast, we have said many, many times how NASCAR just puts on circuses sometimes and it's embarrassing, right?
Yeah.
We've had that conversation a lot, But to be honest, I wasn't that. I feel like that was the first time since maybe the Daytona 500 that that's really happened this year. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like
Yeah.
NASCAR, as the next gen era has matured, has not really had a lot of, overtime heavy finishes. You know what I mean? Like, we've had overtimes, but not like multiple overtimes or just wreck after wreck after wreck. I feel like that doesn't happen that much anymore. I don't know. What do
I
you
think that's
Why
fair.
I wasn't so a lot of people were very offended over how the race ended yesterday and saying, "Oh, we need to limit green white checkers." And Alex, I mean, we've been on this podcast arguing that too, especially after some Daytona 500s, right? But
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I think your argument's very fair that we haven't seen this that often, especially in the Gen 7 era. It's primarily been at Daytona and Talladega where we have seen it most prominently. But I was one of the people on social media who were kind of like, this is kind of embarrassing. I don't really like this. We're kind of just ruining a pretty good race. But at the same time, you're right. This doesn't happen all the time. I don't think NASCAR necessarily needs to be overreactionary to be like, okay,
Mhm.
we're changing our rules. This happened. But I also don't think it's something to celebrate that we had a new record of
Yeah.
overtimes
Well,
in a cup race.
it's
I don't
weird.
know.
It's just like one of those things that I've kind of embraced about NASCAR because it's what makes NASCAR unique. I mean, there's no other
Right.
motorsport like NASCAR that will do crazy stuff like overtime and double file restarts over and over. And I mean,
Yeah.
it definitely got to the point like 5 overtimes is a lot, but that's the record. I mean, that's the most egregious example of overtime in NASCAR, right?
Hmm.
And it definitely got to the point yesterday where after the second or even third overtime, definitely kind of the second one, I was just like, you know what, girl, I was kind of ready for this race to end.
Right.
And I was definitely biased at a point because I did not want to see Denny Hamlin win, not even for fantasy. I'm just kind of on a Denny Hamlin hate train right now. But
Hmm.
so maybe I'm a little biased, right? Like, yeah, I want to keep seeing I want to see Denny lose this, right? Easy for me to
Right.
say that, but whatever.
Yeah. Let's debate that because what do you think it should be the rule for overtimes? Do you like the unlimited?
Well,
Would you
it's
rather they go
kind
back to
of
3 or just 1?
I see the argument a lot that like if you're gonna have overtime, it has to be unlimited. I'm not sure if that's true, but we've
Mhm.
seen some BS like Talladega 2015 with Kevin Harvick intentionally causing a caution. That was stupid. And then like NASCAR be like, well, that didn't count as one of our attempts. Like that was stupid, right?
Right, right.
And that's kind of why the rule is how it is today. I think like so it's like I kind of have to choose. Do I want unlimited overtimes or do I want no overtimes? Kind of like how IndyCar does it. And I used to say like back for, the truck races, right? The trucks have had some absolute clown shows at the end of the race. Green white checkers, if people keep wrecking, they get rewarded. Green white checkers reward them because they get a guaranteed restart. Like, oh, if I go in here and I end up wrecking somebody, well, as long as my car is okay, I just get rewarded with another restart, right? But
Yeah.
that's also kind of NASCAR's thing, being aggressive. I mean, trying to get a win to get into the playoffs. They want these drivers to do crazy things to get into the playoffs. So it's like if that's my identity as a motorsport, then yeah, unlimited overtimes. And again, to be fair, in the Cup Series at least, we don't really see overtimes like this anymore that much. I mean, I
Mhm.
feel like this was was this the only time this year we had multiple attempts? It might
It
have been. I don't.
might
I'm not. I
be.
might be forgetting an example. I don't know.
Well, I'm thinking Coda last year.
Yeah, Coda last
Did
year. Coda last year
Daytona
was
5
again.
was the Daytona 500 have several again?
It
Or
might
was
have
that
been
just
one or
1?
two, but I
But
ended under caution. And then yeah, races end under caution anyways, which
mhm.
is like kind of we use that as a point to be like, well, if races can end under caution anyways, why even have green white checkers? And that's a fair point to kind
Yeah.
of look at. But
So
whatever.
10 years ago, when, like you just mentioned the Harvick thing at Talladega,
Yeah.
and then they at one point, I think maybe 2017-ish, they had the overtime
The
line. That was
overtime line
stupid.
was the
Hated it.
stupidest thing ever.
Like, at least we're not at that era, right? But I
Like it's
still
better
feel
to keep the
like
rules simple.
right, and I still feel like we need to adjust something, but at the same time, you're right, because this doesn't happen often. Like, obviously, this is a record-breaking number, but it's still not a good look for the sport. However, I'm in the minority opinion of that because I was at last year's Indy 500, and
Mm.
IndyCar kept red flagging the race, but essentially doing 3 green, white, checkered attempts, right? Or 3 overtime attempts. And the crowd went wild every single time they threw the red flag to try and finish the race under green.
To be fair, they kept it pretty legitimate. I mean, they're allowed to throw red flags. It's not like they extended the laps.
Mhm.
Maybe if you don't do green white checkers, you look into doing more red flags in the final 20 laps of a
But
race.
then
But
you're just going back to 2004. That's what NASCAR was doing 2003, '04 before they
yeah.
implemented green, white checkers. So I think having an actual rule, that's what I argued after that Indy 500 last year's when they started doing that. It's like, have a rule if you're going to do that.
Well, then this race is the perfect example, though. What about fuel windows? Because everyone that
Right.
like had just enough fuel to make it to the end, is it unfair that all these green white
I
checkers
don't
came
know.
out?
It's everyone
Ev-
knows there's a possibility you could have 20 overtime finishes, and I guess it's a part of the strategy to risk, hey, we're gonna stay out there on fuel, and we saw that unfold. I mean, Logano made it all the way through 110 laps, I believe, on a single tank of gas. And that
yeah,
you would think that wouldn't happen, but he did it, and it was part of the strategy. But
yeah,
I don't know.
I
It's
agree.
definitely a part of it.
Yeah. The only thing that's kind of weird about it is like Austin Cindric being the one to bring out the caution. It's like some guy in 20th. We used to see this with like a Rick Ware car hitting the wall or something. Like someone
Yeah.
in 30th bringing out the caution, and now the winner of the race is probably going to change. Like that's a little silly to me. I don't know, but
Mhm.
again, that's NASCAR's identity, right? It's so hard to win a Cup Series race, and that's one of the reasons why. You
I
know,
just thought of something. You know how you and I love, like, a clock? Like, with IMSA, they have, like, a timer? Or an IndyCar race, they have, like, a clock, like,
yeah.
TV
Okay,
window?
where are you going with this?
Overtime should be timed. What if they had, like, I don't know what an exact time would be, like, let's say 10 minutes. It's overtime, you have 10 minutes to finish this race, and if the timer runs out, next caution or whatever ends the race. Hypothetical, just came to my head.
I
What do
don't
you
hate
think?
it. Because also it's kind of silly that like every overtime is this like it's 2 laps, but 2 laps at Bristol is different than 2 laps at Daytona.
Right.
You know what I
Maybe
mean?
each track could have a different amount of time, and I
And then also like
understand.
it's
Yeah.
that I don't know. You might be
You're
cooking too
probably
much.
you probably think what I'm thinking. There might be a flaw I could think of would be NASCAR takes too long on a caution, and it's like, "Why are
Yeah.
we are running out of time. Why aren't they doing it?"
And
You
that was
know?
kind of like happening yesterday with all the guys that were tight
Mhm.
on fuel. Obviously, they were trying to get the lineup sorted, but like with all the guys that
Yeah.
were tight on fuel, it's like it almost felt like they were trying to get them to run out.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's definitely I will say though, like while I'm kind of on the party of, I kind of just enjoy NASCAR for what it is. It makes me happier. I enjoy the overtimes. I can't exactly I can't I can't sit here and say that the people that didn't like what they saw yesterday, I can't disagree with you guys. I respect that opinion a lot because I used to be
Well,
more of a purist with NASCAR. I've just let it
yeah.
go.
The next to last restart, when it was Logano versus Briscoe, I was very compelled with that. So I'm like, "Oh my gosh, these are like the 2 guys right below the
Yeah.
cut line. This is kinda crazy," and they're both right at the end of their fuel window. They should have been and probably ran out 15 laps ago, but it was just kinda like, "Whoa, this is crazy. It's for the playoffs, everything," and then they still crashed, and I was like, "Oh."
Yeah.
But then Logano still won. It's an interesting conversation. I don't know. I
I tell you
definitely
what
think
though,
the timer idea would be cool.
this looks so much worse if this was the truck race.
Oh god, yeah.
I don't know why. It just
Yeah.
looks so much worse if it's the truck race. I think it's the fact
Mhm.
that these are the best drivers in our sport and like they couldn't keep themselves together. Like that doesn't look bad to me. To me, it just looks like they were trying really hard.
Right.
Some of us were trying way too hard. Some of us were trying a little too hard. We'll get into him.
If you don't know why we're laughing, Zach just looked over his shoulder and looked at his little Kyle Larson shrine,
That
on
I turned
his shelf back
the
there.
lights are off. The
Yeah,
lights
you're
are
in
off this week.
mourning. So,
I Yeah, we'll
Kyle
talk.
Larson, let's talk about
Oh,
Kyle Larson.
we're gonna talk about him now. Okay.
Well, you brought it up
I
'cause
brought it up. Okay,
yeah, you brought it up.
I brought it up.
We call Kyle Larson one of the greatest drivers of all
Well, listen,
time,
I'm on my
right?
Denny Hamlin hate era right now, and this
Uh-huh.
whole beef he has with Denny Hamlin irritates me because
Well, but
Denny
Zach,
has.
Denny and Kyle say there's no beef. There's no rivalry.
Oh, honey. Did you see Denny's? I didn't listen to Denny's podcast
I
today.
haven't yet
Maybe it
either.
was a joke, but the title is Kyle Larson rivalry is official. So
Oh.
I don't know about that, Alex.
Okay.
I'm just
Well, we'll
tired
see.
of Denny. I mean, Denny uses up Kyle all the time. Not
Well,
all the
yeah.
time, but like it's been a lot, and Kyle's finally trying to push back. I just think
He's not good
he's
at it.
he's being a little. No, it's not that he's not good at it. Well, apparently Twitter says Kyle Larson is great at wrecking people. That's what Twitter says. So is he great at
Well,
wrecking people or not? I'd
Twitter's
say
an
he's
echo
not very good when
chamber.
he's trying to. I guess. Um, like the move yesterday, and I guess I'll pull up the replay. Like that restart with I don't know if I can do this. That restart with Chastain, that he kind of took out Chastain. It's
Mhm.
like it's like I kind of get the mistake he made here because I think what shot his car up the track is the fact that he just clipped the apron, right?
Yeah.
And I think people are very kind of critical of Kyle Larson in this moment. I can't argue with that because that
Yeah,
looks stupid. I mean,
it
you're
does.
responsible for being in control of your car when you're on the bottom of the racetrack, right? You have to be in control of your car, and he was not. We'll talk about that later with F1. Um, right side
Mhm.
accountability, as some call it, and it's just like I get the critique, but also I don't critique the aggression. You know what I mean? Because what's he supposed to do? He's supposed to just let Denny go into turn one comfortably after Denny's been using him up on restarts for the past 2
Well,
years.
and a week after all this
Yeah.
talk about how he just lets Denny Hamlin walk all over him, I mean, I
And
get it.
I think his spotter saying that like in the middle of a race definitely, and now because his spotter saying that in the middle of the race last week, I don't know if that's really helped the situation because now I think it's become public knowledge that that conversation has been held. NBC's talking about it, we're talking about it, and I feel like that's put a lot of pressure on Kyle to do
Yeah.
something. Whereas if that was maybe held something in private, maybe it's Kyle can take it more conservatively. But I mean, he was, and they
Right.
were like, what they were
It
playing grab ass at the end of stage two or something.
last day of Pride going out
Last day of
strong.
Pride. Um,
But the thing with me is with Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, I feel like it's mostly been one-sided. I feel
it
like it's
has
mostly
been.
been
Is
Denny
Denny
Hamlin
using
getting
up
mad.
Kyle?
Yeah.
I
Or
need
Denny
so
gets mad too. But the thing is with Kyle, it feels like this is the first time where he really felt like the aggressor or the one getting irritated. And you saw, I mean, early in the race, even when Kyle, I think it wasn't that the end of one of the stages
it was at the end of stage
that
two, I believe.
Denny went up and like gave Kyle a nudge or something. I don't even know for what. I watched the replay of
I
that
think
and it
he ran him
looked
up the track a
fine.
little bit. Like Kyle
Yeah.
ran him up the track a little bit, like that Denny's
Mhm.
done 1,000 times.
Yeah, and then Denny said afterward, "Oh, there was no problem." Like, he just acts very coy about it. And, like, again, I think this is good for the sport, this kind of
We need a
rivalry.
rivalry,
We
especially like
do.
this, because the Chase
It's
Elliott Kyle
interesting, though.
Larson rivalry that we were trying to build the other year, that is never going to happen. It's two
Yeah,
teammates. It's never going to happen. But Denny and Kyle, that's different,
yeah.
And again, like there are so many Kyle Larson haters out yesterday. I get it. I'm not here to be like he didn't do anything wrong. He messed up on that one restart. The other restart, um, I don't feel like pulling that. I will pull it. No, I won't. I won't pull it back up too much.
Make up your mind.
I don't know. I can't. That one restart that he got kind of turned into the inside line. I thought he was like trying to hook Denny at first, but he literally just got like a bad shot in the rear. Like it got him
Yeah,
loose.
yeah.
So
So,
really he only did one egregious thing yesterday, and it's like I fault him for what happened, but I don't fault him for doing something aggressive. You know
that's
what I
fair.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's kinda backtrack a bit to the original 400 miles of this race, and then we'll talk a little bit more about after you
Another
won the
race
race.
where no one knows that Joey Logano won, by the way.
Yeah, Joey Logano won,
No
but
one
at
cares. No one cares.
Denny
Poor
Hamlin,
Joey.
who we were just talking about, he was leading at 400 miles, and this was such a fun battle. This is why I'm a little disappointed that we ended up having all this
Yeah,
overtime.
that was a pretty
Because Denny,
good race yesterday.
we had fuel mileage in play as well, obviously. Denny was chasing down Ross Chastain. Kyle Larson gets around Kyle Busch, who we'll probably talk about in a minute, to get the third. So Denny Hamlin was chasing down his big rival with Larson, his other rival, in third. And I was texting you that if Hamlin and Chastain got stuck side by side, Kyle Larson was going to be there.
That would have been so entertaining.
I was so engaged. I was clapping when Denny took the lead because, Denny was my fantasy pick for
Mhm.
Nashville. I thought I had it, and then Cindric had to spin. But really solid race, really solid Ally 400. And then you got the extra 40 at the end. But
Yeah.
it was great race. I really like Nashville.
I thought, I mean, and like, yeah, the arrow blocking was a little stupid, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
NBC does a really good job showing these like new era air blocking battles. Like they do a really good because like those are the one time where onboards are really valuable. And Alex, I know you hate onboard cameras. Did you hate them yesterday?
No,
I think they're really
not really.
good during those battles because you can tell when the driver has to let off the throttle because you can hear it, right?
Yeah.
I think they're very valuable in those scenarios. So I thought NBC did a good job showing it and like the intensity of it being Ross Chastain, who's going to do whatever it takes.
Yep.
Maybe not anymore. And definitely that Denny and Ross rivalry is not really I don't know if it's alive anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think that beef's kind of died, but still, like that was a fun battle, and I would have been
It was compelling.
satisfied if that's how the race ended. Like
Same.
it kind of reminded me of Coda, where like it's not the most action-packed race, but I didn't know who was going to win until the end. You know what I mean?
Well, and that was certainly the case for this race because, as we said, Joey Logano did win this race, locks himself into the playoffs. I
I
had
don't know.
been saying Logano was going to win a race. I
I
picked him for
know, but you
fantasy
didn't
like
pick
2
him
weeks in
this
a row.
week. Didn't you pick
Well,
him the last 2 weeks?
I think so, yeah. But
And then the
I
week you
didn't
don't
think
pick him.
I didn't think he would win on a non-short track. I thought he would point his way into the playoffs. I didn't think he would win at Nashville, and I mean, he was running like 25th all day. I don't think he had the speed to do that.
I did see him
But
up. He did that classic 22 team thing where they were like in fifth on one of those final restarts, and I don't know if I texted you. I was just like, girl,
I
he's
think you
in.
texted me, "Look at Joey," and I think he was 5th at the time. I think you
I
might
because
have.
I thought, well, I think at that point I thought Denny and Ross and Kyle were gonna all take each other out. I think that's what I was
Right.
thinking. But you know what? As soon as Joey was like leading on that restart, I'm like, girl, there's no way he could run out of fuel and he's still gonna win this race. He doesn't lose the lead in these situations.
There was a post on social media that said, "Joey Logano always wins in unprecedented or new situations," and 5 overtime finishes, as we said. There's
Yeah.
another first-time thing
At a
Logano
track
wins
that's
at.
still pretty new to the schedule, too. I mean,
Yeah.
he's just trying to get them all.
So, a couple notes here. We are in an even year, and, Logano tends to make the
This is
Final
his
4.
one regular season win because he got one regular season win in. Is that where you were going with this?
Yeah, and also, the Nashville winner has won the Phoenix finale in the same season twice with Kyle
Right.
Larson in 21 and
Larson.
Ross Chastain last year.
And then 2022, Chase went to the Final Four and had a pretty fast car. So,
Yeah, kind of interesting. I feel like your even year stat might continue now that he's locked in, especially. And then Team Penske. Oh my gosh, they have won
dude, what a
something,
month.
anything in the past 8 weeks. They won IMSA Laguna Seca, the All Star Race, the Indy 500 Front Row, the Indy 500 itself, Gateway, Road America, Iowa, Lamar Pole, and the 6 hours at the Glen and Nashville.
And they
That's
also won Alex's heart yesterday because they brought Joseph Newgarden to Nashville Superspeedway for the final day of Pride Month, and he was hanging out
Yep.
with his
Yep.
boyfriend teammate Ryan Blaney.
Yep, exactly.
I know,
was so
Alex, you were
happy.
so excited yesterday.
And what? The boys were reunited.
Yeah,
Oh my
I feel
gosh.
happy for you. That's a good moment for
There
you.
were so many pictures. I made a post that said, "We have never been more back than this." And it's just Joseph and Ryan
And then
standing
Team
together.
Penske wins that day
Yeah.
because they cheated.
That's an
I
IndyCar fan, unironically, is saying
would
that
say
right
that.
now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Austin Cindric, we're skipping around a lot. But Austin Cindric spinning with 2 to go, he was fighting Noah Gragson, right? Like he made contact with them off turn 2, and then that broke his steering or something.
Is that what happened?
Let's look at let's ask the audience. Let's look. This is 52 to go. This is, where is it? There it is.
There he is.
They're gonna show the replay, right? Yeah.
So the thing is with Cindric is that I had texted you.
Oh, what the hell is that? What is that? He barely touched him. What?
But I had texted you like, Harrison, please don't crash. I think Harrison was already out of the race. I was just like listing off all these names, and I was like, please don't crash. Corey LaJoie, please stay off the wall. Like I was just saying.
Didn't you say like Kyle Busch? Kyle Busch, hold it together.
Kyle Busch, hold it together.
You were saying every single person, but you forgot Austin Cindric.
I forgot Austin Cindric.
That wreck, I saw someone tweet yesterday, like, oh, itchy arm, in reference to like 2013 Spingate. I'm not going to lie. That doesn't, I can't argue. How do you spin here? What happened?
That looks like a tire went down. Anyway, I just want to say, if you put Joseph Newgarden in that 2 car after stage 1 or after the rain delay, that
tire's not down. That right front tire's not down.
You're being a conspiracy theorist. Anyway.
I just think that's weird. I'm actually kind of a little... But then again, though, it's not like... Well, Joey restarted 7th. They don't do that just to give Joey an opportunity. You are a Penske defender. I see. Okay. All right. I get it.
You think Roger Penske... I know you're joking. Do you think Roger Penske like literally manufactured the 5 overtime restarts and then like, let's get Joey up there? And now Denny Hamlin is going to pit. And now we're going to be in the lead. It's all coming together.
When you put it like that does sound really... I didn't realize how ridiculous it sounded until you put it like that.
It sounds ridiculous. I know you're not
serious. Before you said that,
but...
I was halfway on the... I was like kind of on the boat. I was on the boat.
Oh, brother.
Not the Joseph Newgarden championship boat, mind you. The
oh my God.
Roger Penske is cheating boat. Jesus.
You sound like the average IndyCar fan. Anyway, some other highlights. Christopher Bell had the best car. He swept both the stages.
Again.
He got crashed with like 30 to 40 to go. Bell is looking really strong right now.
Yeah. Like,
man,
better than Hamlin some weeks. And I mean, he had... I don't know if he had a better car than Hamlin yesterday. Obviously, whichever one had the track position had the advantage, because he only passed Denny because of lap traffic.
Yeah,
to be fair, but other weeks like Iowa, Denny was nowhere to be seen. Christopher Bell was really fast, even through struggles. Gateway 2018 was really fast. New Hampshire, obviously, we saw what he did in the wet and the dry at New Hampshire. So yeah, I mean. This is exactly what Christopher Bell needs, because that Netflix clip of him like, oh, I guess everyone forgot about me or something, or I don't remember what it was, but this is how you don't get forgotten about. You know what I mean? Like, this is how you don't get forgotten about. When you're just out here contending for wins every single week, being consistent too. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to check our friend Jackson Todd's site, but I'm pretty sure now in projected playoff points, he's way up there. He got another stage win yesterday.
He did. He got 2.
He got 2. He swept the stages. Yeah.
Yep.
He has like 9 or 10 stage wins now. Like, it's
I believe he has 10. I believe he broke the tie with Kyle Larson for most stage wins this season.
He won like 7 or 8 stages in the past like month, because he got like 2 or 3 of them at Charlotte, and then he got like some more at Gateway and stuff. Like, he's gotten a lot of stage wins this month. Yeah. Plus the one at New Hampshire, plus he's been consistent, rising up the regular season standings. That is going to pay so many dividends to him when we get to the playoffs, to the point where I don't think he's going to be in a position where he has to win a race in the round of 8 like he has been the past 2 years.
Right.
Huge deal. Point. Huge deal. I think this 20 team is going to be a major threat when we get to October.
I definitely agree. Another Penske situation, Ryan Blaney had a very bizarre strategy going on towards
Jay Haas and Penske, the cheating Penskes, they were cooking. I don't know what they were cooking. They sacrificed Austin Cindric to get the other 2 cars in the top 6.
Blaney was going to finish like 31st until the Cindric spin. So I mean, until the overtimes, not just a Cindric spin. People are going to believe you, by the way. Anyway,
Do
but
you
yeah,
really think they're gonna? I have nothing to say that's
some
appropriate for
some
the
people
podcast.
some people will. Oh yeah, you can save that. But yeah, Blaney. This was I don't understand what they were doing. I don't know why they didn't pit after the first 2 cautions at least, but
Yeah, that one caution
they
where they stayed out, it's like you
yeah,
might
because
as I
you guys know how Logano made it to the end and then Hamlin made
yeah.
it, like, really close to the end after all the overtimes. Blaney was, like, 30 laps short, and they were trying to make it to the end.
Like they thought they were gonna get an incredible amount of but like that strategy doesn't work if you get all those cautions, I feel like.
Well, NBC was saying they needed to go long and then hope for a late race caution, I
Yeah,
believe,
because
is
you
what the
don't want
plan
the other
was.
guys to be able to make it.
Because then everyone would have pitted for new tires, I think was what their strategy was, but, like, you weren't gonna
That's
make it
such a
that
huge
far.
gamble. I mean, at least they have that Iowa win, so like whatever happened didn't really matter,
Yeah, thank
to be
God.
honest. But it is a little weird. It was a little
I
weird, but again, they still got a P6 out of it. They
I
stayed
just
out of
wanna
that mess.
say yeah. I just wanna say Jay Haas, Jonathan Hassler, his strength is obviously not fuel strategy. You look at Gateway, you look at this.
You're right
Eh,
though, because that is like those are kind of related, low
and
key.
I think Jay Haas is a great crew chief for Ryan, and it's obviously made a huge difference in his performance recently, but they gotta figure out fuel strategy,
You
especially
better
if we
hope a
get to the
caution at
playoffs
Phoenix
later.
don't fall
That's what I'm saying, because
with
Phoenix
like
could
right
easily be a
outside the
fuel
fuel
strat
window.
race. Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Couple other notes, Corey Heim had a really great race. I'm sure he was in one of the crashes at the
Oh,
end,
I
but
don't know where he
he was
finished. Let me look.
he was running
Poor
around
baby.
10th for quite a lot of this race. He's so
Like battling with
impressive.
Ty Gibbs.
Yeah.
Like he was very impressive yesterday. And what's his first planned cup start, right? Like his 2 starts in Legacy, he did his job. He brought the car. I think he brought the car home. I don't think he got wrecked or anything.
Mhm.
But Corey, I mean, just he ran so well yesterday. It reminded me of Carson Hocevar in his few starts last year in the 42, right? Like
Yeah.
I was so impressed, and it shows me like I'm curious. What are his other starts this year? I think he's making 2 other starts, or maybe not. But in his other
I don't know, but
starts,
yeah.
I'll have to look that up. But in his other starts, I'm curious to see if that's a fluke or if he'll run that good, um, like at other tracks. I'm trying to see where he finished. He finished Corey Heim. I can't find him. This site sucks. Keeps
Yeah, I'm
opening.
not
Oh,
sure where
29,
he
29.
finished. See, and he does definitely deserved, like, a top 15. Like, he was
Yeah,
solid.
yeah, he got in that wreck, one of the
Yeah.
wrecks. So,
Probably caused by Kyle Larson, right?
oh, anyways, I'm trying to see what
So
I
so
think it's
my
just
guys
Nashville. I think it's just Nashville scheduled right now, but I'm pretty sure they might give him more races.
So Zach, my guys cheat and your guy wrecks people. Is that right?
Apparently,
Apparently. But you mentioned Carson Hocevar. Oh, this will be a fun topic. Carson Hocevar spun Harrison Burton under caution in what appeared to be deliberately spinning Harrison. Harrison was very unhappy, and NASCAR says they will review the footage and all the data to determine if they will issue any penalties.
I don't know if this came from Carson or if it came from Twitter. I don't remember, but someone was arguing that, well, why was Harrison checking up so much? So when a caution comes out, you slow down. Now I like this happens on iRacing too. Like you don't check up too much. Harrison wasn't checking up too much. Everyone
No,
around Harrison
the
was checking
footage
up the
doesn't
same
show
rate.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So like the 70 and even then you just got to check up more. You don't run into the back of somebody. Like I don't know. Carson he should be penalized. I don't how do you wreck
Eh,
someone under caution?
So even if there was someone right behind Carson and like he couldn't slow down all the way or whatever,
Go around.
it
That's what I do
still
on
looks like
iRacing.
Carson turned left into Harrison.
Yeah.
Like very clearly looks like that to
They
me.
need to crack down on that more because that's a
They
huge
do.
safety issue. And did you
I
see that Twitter clip of that truck that like almost hit Chase Elliott yesterday under caution?
No, what?
What? I need to
Like a
find
safety
it.
truck?
Yes, I need to find it. Oh my
I
god.
did not see this. What? That's crazy. That's not good either. But yeah, NASCAR needs to, whether this is intentional or not, just in general, they really need to intentional wrecking under caution. Like William Byron did this to Denny Hamlin a few years ago at Texas, right? And that should have been something more than it actually was. And then they got a fine for it, then they took it away. But did you end up finding the clip for that?
Um, I did. Let me. Oh my god, this is so difficult.
They were trying to show our video people the clip as well, if we can. But
Yeah, I got it. So
here
it's
we go.
this. It's kind of hard to see, but do you see where the safety truck is on the left?
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of like where the purple ally is. Watch what happens. He almost just turns right into that.
Oh, yeah. That's not good.
My thing with Carson Hocevar and wrecking under caution is that's a huge safety issue. Like,
Yeah,
like you can't just be wrecking people under caution. We've seen Johnny Sauter get parked for that. We've seen Kyle Busch get parked for that back in the day. But lately, now it's just like points penalties, or like Austin Hill at Charlotte was just like a fine, and I think he lost
yeah.
points. And I'm just like, I expect the same thing when penalties come out tomorrow for Carson Hocevar. NASCAR said they were going to take a look at it. Well, yeah. And also,
Well, it's gonna keep happening until they start parking their asses.
also,
That's the
like
thing.
they should have parked Carson's ass yesterday. If you wreck someone under caution in a race, you're done. Get off my
Yeah,
track. That's
yeah. If
one
you're
less
throwing a
clown to be out
tantrum,
there.
you're not. Yeah,
That should be one of those zero tolerance things, in my
I
opinion.
agree. I agree with that.
Because
And with that, Zach, do you have a graphic for points?
you didn't tell me to look for it.
Well, can you look for it?
What? Pride Month ends, and this is how you treat me. Oh my god, where would I find it? NASCAR on NBC.
Yeah, sure.
Come on, Ryan DaCosta. Don't fail me now. Don't fail me
Oh,
now.
we're in our flop era right now. Pride Month ends, and we are
Who the hell is we?
unorganized.
Nintendo Wii. I found it, but it's kind of small.
Nintendo Wii.
I'm trying, bro. Share screen. This is so hard.
So, taking a look at the points once that gets it up, the gap
All right,
on
it's
the
up,
margin.
bitch. Oh, I didn't mean to call you bitch. I'm sorry.
So mean
So
to me. You
rude.
guys see what I got to deal with? Y'all won't believe
That's
some of the things he says off camera. Anyway, so
Can you
taking a look
see
at the
it? It's kind of
points,
small.
yeah, it's kind of
It's
small for our
really
viewers,
small
but
for our viewers.
so
Wait,
wait, what?
I meant to open this because then it's big. Do they
There,
see it
okay.
better now?
Yeah. So taking a look
Somewhat.
at the points, as I was trying to say before Zach called me a bitch, Alex Bowman and Bubba Wallace are 51 points apart in that final spot. So Bowman is now on the cut line. That's kind of crazy.
I saw people saying yesterday that the cut line has been ruined. Yeah, I guess, but it's
There's still
a points
time.
battle.
Things can
There's
change.
a lot of time. I mean, we have how many races left? 7 races till the playoffs. The 51 points can shrink. That
Oh
can
yeah,
shrink,
easy.
especially if Chris Buescher and Alex Bowman start having some issues. And what really shakes us up is if we get another new winner.
And
Because
look, you have Chicago, you have Pocono, you have the Brickyard coming up. Pocono and Indy could be fuel mileage. I mean, Chicago, that could honestly be anyone, in my opinion, still. Like, there's a lot of different things that could happen. And I know we've been very hard on Kyle Busch. And again, he had another awful day. He was looking to a top 4 finish, and then just another cartoon anvil hit him.
tell you what, though, his
But
crew chief put him in a really good position yesterday. It's to the point now. It's not even Kyle, but like there's still been a lot of races, even at Iowa, where Kyle Busch is just making a huge mistake hitting the wall or whatever, right?
yeah,
Maybe, yeah, at Iowa, I think he almost spun out or something. But then it's just stuff like this where that 8 team is finally in a position to get a lot of points, and then he gets wrecked like twice. Stuff that's not of his own doing, and at that point, even when I'm a Kyle Busch hater, I just feel bad for the guy at this point. You
yeah,
know, like that sucks
it does
because that 8
suck.
teams actually like they do put themselves in good positions, and then that happens. You know,
Right.
it just sucks. I don't know. I think they're at this point. Obviously, they got to look at winning.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like, making that
And
up, especially with how they've been performing, I don't know if you can
I
make that
mean, if
up.
you look at this, I would say Truex is the only guy not in on with the win that's good on points. He's plus 143. But then look at Ty Gibbs set plus 70, Chastain plus 66, Busher
You
plus
know?
56, Bowman plus 51. If you do get another winner, Ty Gibbs will only be plus what, 20? So I mean, if you get someone below the cut line and win, I
Yeah,
mean,
because all the
Josh
Ty
Berry's getting
Gibbs,
better. Like,
Chastain, Busher, Bowman, they're all on top of each other. Like, it's
yeah,
so. But yeah, who would be a new winner? Like
right.
Kyle Busch. Because I mean, we've seen again, JGR and Hendrick are still winning, and Penske now, I guess, are just
Mhm.
winning every single race. So it's like, you know, they're already almost all of those cars are already in the playoffs, I believe. So
But remember, Daytona is still a factor. So honestly, anyone could. But
Daytona, yeah, I think
if I
Daytona and
were,
Chicago are the biggest wild cards at this point.
yeah, if
And
anyone were to that wasn't like a super wild card, I would say Josh Berry.
didn't JR Houston tell us this might have been off mic, but I think he said that they're targeting Richmond. Like
Mm,
Richmond's like they're because they ran really good there in the spring too. Like so Bubba could win. I mean,
yeah,
that
I
that
mean,
would do something
Bubba could
that
win
way.
as well. I don't remember, but yeah, I
Yeah.
Bubba could win. They don't have the speed compared to what we've seen before. I feel like with the 23, but yeah, a lot of different things could happen there.
Yeah.
And thankfully, Zane Smith did not win this. He did finish second, by the way, in this race. Uh,
Good for him though. He deserves it. I don't care. He
good,
deserves it.
good for him. But
I'm
like,
everyone that
that's
finished top 10 yesterday, they avoided all that chaos. I commend them for that.
Zane Smith has been probably the worst car on track every week. That's full time. If
I
he would have
think he
made the
has.
playoffs, it
He's
would have
been
been
worse than
like,
Harrison.
oh my gosh, yeah.
I think he's
Like
been
it's
worse than Harrison.
and they got rid of the top 30 rule, so it's like he would have been in the playoffs, and I feel like that would have been
Wait, that 1 year.
what?
They got rid of that rule, I feel like. I think it was after 2022, after Corey LaJoie almost won Atlanta.
Oh, yeah,
Or like he was like contending to win races, but he was outside the top 30 in points.
yeah,
Yeah. He gave up a
and
thing because he had to pit for some kind of issue.
yeah. And with that, we'll move on. But Zach, before we get to the tea, we are wearing our home field apparel shirts. I'm wearing this cool 1990 Indy 500 shirt. It's very cozy. And you're wearing
Mine's
a back home again in
1991.
Indiana?
1991.
Ooh,
That's what this one's based off of. It's such a cute. It's my colors. I love the
nice.
pink and yellow gradient. Oh my god, it's so cute. My mom complimented the
Looks
shirt.
great.
It's so cute. They have a lot of cute stuff on there.
They do. So if you want to get these shirts, you can match with us or like a McLaren shirt or a Hendrick Motorsport shirt or other Indianapolis Motor Speedway shirts. You can use our code GRP217 for 15% off your first purchase at Home Field Apparel.
Yeah,
We
they have a lot of
thank
cute
you to
stuff.
them. They have a lot of awesome stuff over there.
A lot of Rainbow
But
Jeff
yeah.
Gordon stuff if you're into that.
Oh yeah.
Pride Month's over.
Oh yeah. If you want to get some Alex Pillow livery tribute
Living right.
merch.
Oh my god.
But Zach, we're going into the tea. Not too much tea. We are going to talk about F1 here in a second. But first, some NASCAR tea that dropped right before we started recording is that Joey Logano, the Nashville winner, is going to replace Haley Deegan in the Xfinity Series this weekend at the Chicago Street Course in the Xfinity 15 car.
Yeah, and that's we haven't really talked about Haley Deegan much this year because she's been struggling this year. I don't know like what her stats look like. I don't feel like pulling it up, but she's either you don't hear about her. You only hear about her when she's bringing out a yellow, right?
Yeah,
which is not ideal, right? Because Haley Deegan's been very hyped up, and she should be. She's a woman in NASCAR. She has a huge following. She is a talented race. I think she doesn't she do other disciplines outside of stock cars?
Or she does some dirt racing, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not discrediting her background or anything, but it's like she's a big deal for a reason, right? So it is kind of sad to like see her performance kind of not really living up to the hype. And I'm not even just talking about this year. Like she had rides with what was DGR, which is now Tricon in the truck series. Didn't really do much. Thor Sport last year didn't really do anything.
Right.
And the team, they kind of cited that they want, they're gonna have Joey in the car because they need to figure out, like, they need an experienced driver to, like, figure out, okay, where can we grow with our equipment? Because Haley Deegan's not gonna know. This is her first year in an Xfinity car. She doesn't know, right? Joey
Yeah.
Logano, someone with experience, is going to be a good bet for them, or a good way for that team to learn. So while it's kind of sad, it's the Chicago street course anyways. I mean, it's not like Haley's like missing much. You know what I mean? It's a very unique track. I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's a good move to improve your product because I would say Logano, that's a great get. He's a 2-time Cup champion.
We've seen that before in the Cup Series. Remember the 6 car when they got rid of Bane for a few races and put
Yeah.
Kenseth? We've seen that before.
Like, I think it's a good call. I mean, I don't know if they're fully replacing Deegan, if they're pulling her out and just going to put a bunch of Cup guys in it now. I don't know, but
well, that's true too. That could happen.
But
and
I
I think
think
Joey's wanted to do more Xfinity races. It's just like there's no rides because Ford
Yeah,
doesn't have any Xfinity teams.
and Penske doesn't have their Xfinity team right now. So,
Right.
but yeah, I think it's a smart idea. I'm just curious what their long-term plans are, if Deegan's a part of that or not.
Put Joseph in the car. Joseph
Please?
Newgarden in the 15 car at Bristol?
Please?
Sorry, Haley. I love you, Haley. I bought that little let me oh my god, let me get it. Oh my god. It's so cute.
I don't know what you're about to get.
The thing I bought. Remember?
You buy a lot of things.
No, you were there. Look, the little women in NASCAR truck.
Oh yeah,
the Haley Deegan. I guess she ran it at some point last year, but they were selling it at Target when we were in. I don't know what Target we were at, but it's so.
We were
cute.
by the NASCAR track. Yeah,
it says women in NASCAR. So
cute.
So I bought it because I'm like, oh, like it's just I just like cute little diversity stuff like that. So I bought it.
Yeah,
it's cute. She probably ran 26th in there or something. I don't know, or 20th.
But yeah, and now let's move on to. Let's move on to you good?
Yeah, Formula One. I don't want to talk about Formula. I do want to talk about Formula One, but like it pains me.
Okay. Formula One, Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, they made some contact. They both got a tire puncture, and George Russell went on to win the race.
And then, of course, everyone on F1 Twitter has an opinion about it. And it's rotting my brain looking at all of them. F1 Twitter rots my brain in general. You see some of the stuff
Twitter in general.
No.
That nowadays.
Alex, F1 Twitter is like this whole separate... Like, I don't see NASCAR Twitter that bad. Because F1 Twitter, I feel like, is literally a bunch of people that... They're just so dramatic. I don't know if it's because they're younger or whatever, but they're just so dramatic about everything.
Yeah.
And this thing... And it, like, you saw me today. Like, I was able to admit that Kyle Larson made a mistake. Right? On Twitter, on F1 Twitter, I feel like people don't do that. Like, they're defending Max Verstappen, he's literally moving under braking. I saw someone say, well, the track slightly curves a little bit, and that's why he squeezed Lando, and that's why they made contact. It's just, I don't know. Max Verstappen does not know how to wheel-to-wheel race. That's obvious to me.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's funny.
I don't think it's funny, actually. It's so stupid.
Well, we have one more sip of tea for you all, and that is some IMSA tea, which we kind of saw this coming. But Meyershank Racing, they'll be back in IMSA next year with 2 cars. That's the part I did not expect. That's pretty cool. They're going to be with Acura. Not much else to say about that, but that is pretty cool.
2 cars. 2 cars is cool. I'm excited to see deliveries.
I would bet money that Tom Blomqvist will be in one of those cars. Like, I think that's pretty much a guarantee. Probably Elio Castroneves as well in some capacity. But cool.
With Acura. So Wayne Taylor Racing, they currently run Acura right now, right?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. So are they switching to a different manufacturer?
I believe.
I think they're going back to Cadillac.
I think that is what's happening.
Ganassi's going away from Cadillac, so I think Cadillac's going to Wayne Taylor.
Yeah, so Wayne Taylor Racing, they did make a statement that they thanked Acura for the past 4 years.
Right, I remember seeing that.
And they said that they'll be announcing their plans for 2025 and beyond in the near future.
I bet it's
So
catalog.
yeah.
But I don't know how that. I don't know how it works because like often they keep it the same number of cars per manufacturer. Sometimes, like if it's a
Yeah.
factory team, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know what Ganassi's doing next year because I know Ganassi's leaving Cadillac, and there was talks about like what they made it sound like the team was shutting down, even though it's not. I think it's
Kind of a lot of movement
there
over in
is
IMSA right
a
now.
big silly season in IMSA, so I'm curious to see what happens. What other there's Porsche. I don't know if Ganassi's going to go to Porsche because Penske has Porsche, right? So I don't know. I don't
Right.
know what that's going to look like. I'm curious to see.
Well, well, Zach, I think it's
Mhm.
time for fantasy, right?
Yay! I'm not doing good in fantasy. Like I won New Hampshire, but like I officially lost the points lead in IndyCar, and now I
Yep.
have to somehow get that back, and I don't know how, but I'm going to try
In
my
case you don't
best.
know, I am the points leader in both NASCAR and IndyCar fantasy, both by 1 point. It's still
It's so at least it's
close.
close. I mean, at least it's
Yeah.
close. I'm there. Let me not be too
But
drastic with it.
I did make up a pretty big lead that you had in IndyCar though. So
Yeah,
let the
you got
record
2
show that.
wins in this last month. You got 2 wins with Scott Dixon and Alex Palou. So,
Yep.
which one are we doing first?
Let's do NASCAR
All
first.
right.
NASCAR at Chicago.
Um,
Second time at the Chicago Street Course. I'm looking
yeah.
forward to this because it doesn't look
I
like rain will be in the
I
forecast, or
tweeted this
if there's to be small.
I tweeted today that like, because there's a lot of people that argue about like, "Oh, I want Chicagoland instead of this." Bro,
Mm,
let this event exist. Like I
it's
feel like
cool.
there's a lot of hype around it still. Like let's ride it out.
Yeah.
Let's ride it out for a little bit. All right, are you ready?
Yep. Let's do it.
All right, our picks for NASCAR Chicago in 3, 2, 1. I'm trying to pick Shane Van Gisbergen.
I don't know why it doesn't
I
load
don't
right
know. Are
away.
you cheating?
No.
Who are you trying to pick? Shane Van Gisbergen.
I'm gonna have
Okay.
to.
All right.
I need to start like sending it a lot sooner. But yeah, SVG. I think
I mean, he
I don't.
had everyone so beat last year to the point where it's like, yeah, people are probably going to catch up to him, but he's still going to be contending, in my
So
opinion.
I don't know if he'll win again because like everything just kind of fell in his way last year because he had the rain, the new track, everyone was on the same page. I don't know if he will find that same magic again, but I think he's going to get a top 5.
Yeah, like I think he's going to run
Easy
really
top
good.
5. Yeah.
Definitely. I agree with that very hard. All right.
All
I
right.
have my second pick lined up.
All right. I got another one. I'm going to push it right now. And you start counting down. So
All
mine's going
right.
to take a
3,
minute to load.
2, 1. You pushed it right now? What? I don't know what that means.
I was trying to do it before you hit the 3, 2, 1, but then you started counting down anyway.
I don't
Tyler
know.
Reddick.
Tyler Reddick. Okay. Okay. I kind of saw that coming from you. Oh, this is going to be one of those episodes. I don't know if you're going to. See. All right.
Let's see.
All right. Are you ready?
No.
Okay.
Now I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1. I'm trying to pick Christopher Bell. No, you're also trying to pick Christopher Bell?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think you were going to go for him. Oh.
Yeah. Baby boy.
Yeah, he's so cute. He looks good
My
in green.
doppelganger.
I
I didn't think you were going to go with Bell either.
I didn't think you were going to go with Bell either. So,
what do I do now?
I don't know. I'm just going to.
Hold on.
I'm ready.
I wanted to confirm something.
Your eyebrows moved. You're confirming something? Well, are you confirming how gay you are?
No, it's confirming how gay you are. Actually.
Oh! You ate me up. Oh, no. You ate me up. It says right here.
All right. I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1. I'm trying to pick Kyle. You mother of God.
See, I like I said, I was trying to confirm that you're gay. So Let's go this one.
You are so... All right.
Hot? I know. You don't have to tell me that.
That's not what I would say. I actually don't know what to do now, to be honest.
I have another pick ready. I'm good.
Let me think. What
you got?
I don't know. I'm indecisive. It's...
It's okay. Take your time.
I am taking my time, actually. Let me just double check something real quick.
Oh, you gotta make sure I'm gay now? I see.
Yes, I gotta make sure you're gay now.
Gotcha.
This is the point of the season where I gotta get really... I can't just be letting you have these points. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. We're in the latter half of the season now, second half.
You know, I don't hate that.
Can I see who you're picking through your glasses on your reflection?
I don't think so.
I don't think I can. Damn. Okay.
All right.
Let's go.
This might end up being...
I already put it in.
Oh. I'm not looking at it, I promise.
Okay.
Oh. I almost went with him. I'm going with Ty Gibbs.
Okay. I put it in because it takes 10 years to load. But yeah.
Do you know why I didn't go with Chase? Because, I want to get wins. I want to get these 3 points racked up. And Chase is not winning.
Ty Gibbs has never won. What are you talking about?
He's going to win this week. This is going to be the week.
I'm not going with Chase because I want to win. The guy who's won the most road courses in this era. And you're like, I want to go with the guy who's going to win.
What does this era mean?
What?
This era?
This in road courses? In the
modern era? Okay, sure, whatever.
Not modern era. That's still Jeff Gordon. But
So what era? Define the era.
Like the 2010s to the 2020s?
You just made that up.
What?
In this specific amount of time, Chase Elliott has won the most road courses. Okay, congratulations. He has not won one in the next gen car, so I don't care.
Neither has Ty Gibbs, period. What?
He will. You saw him at Coda.
Okay, fair.
And to be fair, he's my 5th pick. So I think he's really going to finish 5th. I guess at this point I should have went with Chase because, at this point I just need someone to get a good finish. I think Ty's going to be fast this weekend. He was fast there last year, and he's just been fast on road courses in general. So, I think he's going to get a road course win eventually. He's underrated at these road courses.
Fair enough.
So if you thought that took too long, well, let's do IndyCar because.
Oh yeah,
sure. You're going to try to match everyone there too.
We are going to Mid Ohio.
Pretty mid.
Yeah. I'm going to be so real with y'all.
How am I supposed to be excited over Mid Ohio on 4th of July weekend? How am I supposed to be excited?
I don't know if I care about IndyCar right now. I'm so sorry. But
I'll watch, I guess. It's not conflicting with the NASCAR race. I don't think it will. I'm pretty sure it's going to run more midday-ish.
I think IndyCar's at noonish, maybe, and then NASCAR's
we'll be fine. Because Chicago starts 4:30 Eastern.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
All right, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. 3, 2, 1. I'm trying to pick Alex Palou. I'm sure Alex is also trying. We picked the same picture. That's funny.
Yep. Same picture. That's what I was laughing at. Okay. Then after that, it's
making that same mistake that I made last time, letting you have Alex Palou. That was the worst mistake. That probably cost me.
Well, yeah, I got a win out of that.
I can't. All right. You ready?
All right. Yeah.
You are? All right. 3, 2, 1. I'm trying to pick Scott McLaughlin. All right.
Wait, are we just gonna pick the same picture each time?
I don't know. It's kind of funny. I want to find out. I don't know. That's kind of funny. Okay. All right then.
Ooh.
Okay.
That? I'm thinking.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'll go with this. I guess this is fine.
So you're ready?
I'm copying. Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1. I'm trying to pick Joseph Newgarden. And Alex is trying to pick Scott Dixon. Okay.
Yeah.
I almost picked Scott Dixon instead of Joseph. It's a Penske weekend. Ganassi and Penske trade weekends. So.
And if Penske is going to keep up their streak, it would have to be Joseph, I believe. Or it has to be Penske. Like, they'd have to win IndyCar is what I'm saying. I don't think they're going to win NASCAR. So.
Oh, I see what you're saying. They could definitely win NASCAR. Joey wins BS races, as we see. And Austin Cindric is allegedly good at road courses. So
allegedly.
Allegedly. In the Cup car, I don't know. I never see him. So
yeah. So really I was hesitant with Dixon just because he's been a little bad.
He's slow on the permanent road courses. He's not good at the permanent road courses this year. But I picked Joseph. I should have picked Will Power. He would have gotten me a top 5, a solid top 5.
If you would have picked,
Joseph's gonna be grabbing ass back there with Nolan Stiegel or something.
Do we know what they actually meant by ass grabbing or whatever they said on
That's when you're
Larson radio?
Like racing stupid. That's something Denny said. I think he said like Austin Cindric and Noah Gragson were playing grab ass for 20th, and that brought up the caution.
Oh.
That's just something Denny uses anytime like someone in the back is being stupid. It's kind of like when Kyle Larson mentioned the measuring contest that one week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, it sounds fun.
So I have Joseph for the second week in a row.
Not laughing. I thought it was funny. I'm giggling at my own joke.
Well, no, because I'm too depressed over the fact that I picked Joseph. And he's probably going to run like absolute dog food.
Bro's probably going to run 18th. Like, I love Joseph, but like he's doing little side quests right now.
He ran so good at Road America. So I'm just like...
Yeah, it is confusing.
I don't know. Like, is Mid-Ohio more like Laguna Seca? Probably. So maybe I'm screwed. I don't know. I'm just... It's a Penske week. It's a Penske week.
Okay. I want to believe so bad in Joseph. I really do, but Iowa's after Mid-Ohio. That's when I'll...
The thing about this IndyCar season is that there has not been momentum for any team. We don't see guys win. Like, yeah, Alex Palou, he's probably not going to win Mid-Ohio. He might. But, like, we don't see that momentum carry on from race to race. I just haven't been seeing it. It's not like Christopher Bell, who's been having a great month in NASCAR. For some reason, that's just has... Also, hybrids. I just forgot. Hybrids are debuting this weekend, right? So,
yeah.
We might not even see Penske or Ganassi win. Maybe this was the one week that we should have picked a wild card. Maybe we should have picked Colton Herta.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. All right.
All right.
I think we're ready to wrap up. Sorry, I yapped too much.
No, we're right around an hour. That's where we like to be.
Oh, thank God we didn't go over. Well, we don't want our fans to watch more of us.
Oh, but you know what? We actually do. You guys can check out the Travis Shoemake and JR Houston Pride Month episodes on YouTube and podcast platforms. Just wherever you found this, you can watch those as well. They're available there. It's for a lot of fun. You can also like and subscribe on YouTube. Leave us a rating on Apple and Spotify, 5 stars preferably. If you're on Apple, you can leave a written review and we'll read it if it's 5 stars. You can leave a nice, kind comment. We had a lot of nice comments on the JR Houston video and on TikTok. Mm-hmm. There were so many, I didn't want to just pick one, so we don't necessarily have one. But really appreciate all the kind words for that interview.
You guys are so sweet.
Yeah, so nice. But again, you can get 15% off your first purchase at Homefield Apparel. Get shirts like these with code GRP217. It's on your first purchase, 15% off at Homefield Apparel, GRP217. And you can follow us at socials at Gay Racing Pod, including TikTok. We are almost at 400 followers on TikTok, by the way, Zach.
Slay!
I know.
Oh, good.
I'm at New Gaiden on socials, and Zach is at Dreamy Zach Racing. He's posting a lot about iRacing over there right now, so definitely follow both of us on there.
Yeah. Gay people are on iRacing, unfortunately, so sorry if that upsets you. All right, we will see you guys next week to talk about NASCAR, IndyCar at Mid-Ohio, and NASCAR at the Chicago Street Course. Take care, stay safe. Happy July, I guess.
Yeah. Pride Month is over.
We went from celebrating Pride to America. Celebrating America. Like real men,
woo.
Right? God, we should be going to Daytona this weekend, but it'll be okay. We will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.